thing is that with this kind of film, it's not a case of just going for a few days to gather the material and then you edit it into something. This is a real story. So you have to be there at the beginning and you have to be there at the end. Otherwise, you don't have your story. So in this particular case, they had to really stay the process of the orangutans being brought to the island, and they had to stay while we saw how they socialized and how that society developed. So yeah, I mean, it can take months or years to create this kind of program, which is why it's sometimes people have to wait a long time to see a final program like this. That's true.
こういうその野生生物をですね取材するとなると、数日の取材で OK っていうわけではなくて、本当にこういう絵を、撮ろうと思っていたっていうことを狙うためにもう何週間も何ヶ月ももう人里離れたところにキャンプをして、そしてようやく撮れるっていうようなことですごく時間もかかるし、そのクルーの人たちの粘り強さもね必要なんだろうなっていうふうに思いますけれども、僕たちがこう、うちの中でこれ可愛いなとか面白いなと思って見てるのは、取材する人たちは大変だなというふうに思いますけどね。
But after making these programs, are some of the programs preferred in one country than the other?
Yes, the interesting thing is that animals are universal, and the interest is universal to some extent. So, for example, African wildlife, this is something which is very popular on our channel, and everyone's fascinated. Elephants, lions, giraffes, all of the famous African animals are something which has captured the imagination of the world. But at the same time, there are other areas where countries are very different in their response to the animals that we have, and Japan being a case in point, where in Japan, for example, people love bugs. Bugs, insects.
Okay. Insects.
Yeah. People love insects, but they don't appear to be so keen on snakes. So there's in each country, there's a little difference in some of the preferences that people have.
国ごとのですね、その好みの違いっていうのを越智さんがご質問されて、やっぱりそのアフリカの野生生物、ライオンとかですね、ゾウとかキリンとか、こういうのは国の違いってあんまりなくてですね、世界的にアピールをするところが、動物によっては日本であんまりヘビとか人気がない、逆に日本で注目をされてるというか関心が高いのがバッグズって言ってましたけれども、あるいはインセクツ、虫、昆虫が日本人は好きなんですね。Would you give us some examples of how Japanese people like bugs and insects?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have a number of programs that feature insects from around the world, and initially we didn't know what the response would be, but we aired some of these series, and they feature strange bugs from different countries, and we have experts who basically travel around and tell you about the origins of these bugs and how they live in their life cycle and so on. And we discovered that we got a very strong response to these programs, and then we discovered that it actually seems to be an important part of the education process here. People study bugs, and people go on field trips within Japan to discover new bugs and to find bugs, and there's lots of bug experts around.
Bug experts.
That's right. So we kind of developed, and in fact we got to the extent where we've now launched a project called Bug Kente.
Bug Kente?
Bug Kente, yes, or Insect Kente. And this is a project where we are giving people the chance to actually learn about bugs, insects, and to take a test and show that they have knowledge, and show that officially that they have knowledge of bugs and insects. So this is one of the ways we thought to extend the interest, from our channel.